It's a new week and it's time for something different. Normally right now I would be introducing my BMW 3 Series right here, but I've got a new car on the channel. This right here is my mum's 1.4 litre VW Polo and it's my next project. So after speaking to my mum, she's given me permission to do a little bit of work on her car. But it's not going to be modification. Unless you guys want to see it, we could possibly convince her, but you're going to have to help me on that one. She's a tough nut to crack. It's not hydronic like BMWs, oh dear. Where are we? Where's the thingamajig to hold us up? Oh, here it is. That's better. Where the hell does this thing go? Oh, I see. Boom. Right, that's better. What a pain. Well, the real reason my mum's let me work on her car, she has an engine issue. So the problem is it's not holding revs. I'm not sure why it's not holding revs, but I have done a little bit of research and it could be possibly down to a crankcase sensor, I think. As this is a 1.4 litre petrol with no turbo, it feels like it has a turbo because when you're in lower revs and trying to build up revs, there is nothing at all. As soon as it gets into higher revs, it pulls a little bit. But in the lower revs, it's got nothing. When you're holding it at about 2,000 revs, 3,000 revs, when you're idling, it doesn't like to hold them. I'll show you this now. So let's turn the car on. Now, the engine is already warm. No, mum, whoa, we do not want the radio on. Thank you for the fan, thank you for the radio, but no. So, the engine is already warm. Don't ever go at me, just watch the revs, ready? I'll hold them at 2,000. My foot is not moving and it just does not want to hold revs at all. But luckily for me, right here in this box is a tool that I need to find out what is wrong with her engine. So in that box is this little car scanner right here from TopDom. And what we're going to do is take the scanner and plug it in right about there into the OBD port. And as you can see, it is on, but I now need to connect it to my phone. So as you can see, I've just downloaded the Top Guru app. I will now leave it on screen. And what we're going to do is choose to do a diagnostic test. Then we're going to choose VW, which I've already installed onto my car reader's hard drive. So when we choose VW, next thing we're going to do is choose manual. We're going to try and find a VW Polo down here on this list. There's a lot of cars to go through, but we can find it somewhere. P, oh, P, hello, P, Passat. Don't want Passat, we want a Polo. Polo 2014 onwards. I think that is this car right here. So this is a 2012 Polo. The next thing we're going to do is select Polo 2010 onwards. And obviously we're going to choose 2012 and then click OK. So it's going to now establish a connection with the vehicle. Now what we want to do is do a scan on the car, which is going to do immediately for us. So once we've clicked do an auto scan, it will come up with everything that is in the car. If we click scan, it will come up with basically everything that is faulty, from sensors to wiring to possibly fuel mixtures, anything like that. It will come up now when we do this scan. So once that test is now ran through, we can see that there is one fault with the brakes, one fault with the immobiliser, but no faults with anything else, which is really good. So if we check the brakes, we'll be able to see exactly what that fault is. And if we click read DTCs, we can see lower limit not reached on a tyre pressure warning, which if we click clear DTC in the bottom right, and then we say yes, that'll clear that fault code for us. No trouble codes, confirm, fantastic. Now we can do the exact same with the immobiliser. As you can see, there's no faults with the brakes now, which is amazing. If we go to the immobiliser, we can check this as well. We click read DTCs, you can see that the engine / motor control module 1, power electronics 4 not authorized. So if we click clear DTC, let's see if this will clear, and it's cleared it, perfect. Well, it's saying now this car has got no issues, which is slightly worrying because obviously we've got that engine problem. So maybe it's not anything related to electronics and possibly something to do with the inside of the engine instead. And there we go, as simple as that. We can find out everything that's wrong with the issue from this little scanner which fits right in your pocket. And you also just seen how easy and straightforward this is to use. So I just want to thank Top Don for sponsoring this video, as they sent me out this scanner to test out and use on any car now in the future, and it is just such an essential tool, especially when trying to fix issues that you can't necessarily see. So I'll leave links to Top Don down in the description where you can pick yourself up this scanner or possibly a different one off their website and use my discount code above my head right here to save yourself a little bit more money at checkout. And as that has now eliminated electronics, I am not too sure what the issue is with my mum's engine, but we'll go do a little bit of research and find out possibly some of the things that could be common faults as to why it's not wanting to hold revs. I mean, just by looking at it, it could be a couple of things. It could possibly be spark, it could be air, it could be fuel, it could be compression possibly. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but my guess is air. And the reason I think it's air is because I think it is the throttle body. Because when you put your foot down, it doesn't feel like enough air is getting pushed into the engine. But then again, that could also be fuel. The injectors might be on the way out. I am not sure.
3 days later.
It's service time. Well, I've gone and done some research about mum's car and the reason why it might not be revving and holding revs. And I can't find anything out there at all. All I keep seeing is about the crankcase sensor, but we already know that's not the issue from when I scan the car. But after speaking to my mum, she told me her car has not been serviced for around about 3 or 4 years. So I'm gonna be doing a service to it, and fingers crossed that's what the issue is. Maybe it's just not running smoothly because it just got dirty filters, old oil, and it just all needs changing. So in typical fashion, when we have a new car on the channel, let's give it a service. So we're gonna change the oil and all the filters. Let's get going. Unlike the BMWs though, this car does not have a front jacking point, so we're gonna have to somehow jack it up on the side seals and get it on jack stands. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we're gonna tamper with a few things and fingers crossed we get it in the air. We need to anyway to get this done. So we got the big beefy jack out. Let's see if we can find a way of getting the car in the air. I will need those. And number 2. So after a little bit of thought, what I'm gonna do is try and jack up this side high enough so I can put a jack stand on the front there, and then go do the exact same on the other side, and fingers crossed I can then put jack stands on both sides of the front, and then maybe, just maybe, the car will be held in the air. I'm not entirely sure. We might need to get a jack on the other side of the car, but we'll see about what happens. We'll go for it and hope for the best. No, Mum, that's just breaking your car. That's going right through your sill. Yeah, it's just completely flattened the side of your car, that has. That didn't quite go to plan. I'm struggling to find a way to get this car up in the air, but I will get there and I will do this. But in the meantime, let's change the air filter, which I believe is in this box here, held on by a couple of crosshead screws and then a couple of clips at the back. We can change that over really quick. So this air filter doesn't look like it's in awful condition, but it's definitely not clean. It's good that we're changing this over like usual. And right here, as you can see, we've got a lovely clean one, and this actually looks a lot better than the other one. Makes some of them look really bad, but that one sits just in like that. Not Justin, I don't know who he is, maybe Justin Timberlake, but it sits just there like that. Clips go back in like so, and then yeah, we just do the bolts back up and that's that done. There we go, that is a brand new air filter in. Wicked. The next filter that we're going to change is this pollen filter right here, which I think is inside the passenger footwell, if I'm right. I think that's what the owner's handbook said. We'll have a look. I've got it out. I watched a video on YouTube and I managed to get it out, but viewer discretion is advised because this is absolutely awful. Just be careful, don't show anyone who's underage. Look how bad the state of this is. That is absolutely filthy. I've never seen a filter this bad before. That is shocking. There's the new one. that's only the pollen filter. I mean, mum's probably been breathing in dust for the past however many miles. This car's only done like 50 or 1,000 miles. This has never been changed. I'm glad I'm changing that. Hopefully, mum, your lungs will be able to breathe happier now when you're in your car. Let's get that new one back in. I'll show you exactly how to do it now. So the pollen filter will look like this, and it sits on this little plastic bit at the bottom, and it's got a slot just about where my hand is here that this will sit up into. Whereabouts is it? There it is. And now when this piece goes on, you've got these two slots here like that, and then this should sit up in this space, and then those slots just go out and out like that, and that locks it on. That now shouldn't come off or go anywhere. Yeah, that's locked on. It's the pollen filter changed. Now I've got the pollen filter and the air filter changed. The next thing that I need to do is obviously change the oil and the oil filter. But the issue is I cannot get the car up in the air because I don't have the equipment to do so. As this car only has 2 jacking points, which is on the front and the back of the seals on both sides. Meaning that those are the only points I can get the car up on, and I need to get jack stands under the car because I'd rather not be under the car with just a jack. It's sketchy. So what I need are car amps, and I don't have them. And as I'm going on holiday in literally 3 days, I won't have time to probably be able to get car amps and do my mum's car because I only had today to do it, and it's a Sunday and everywhere's closed now, which is really frustrating, and I've got another thing to do. But as I'm on a mission to make my mum's car basically as perfect as I possibly can, like getting the engine in a good condition, and I've also noticed the suspension isn't amazing. Like, look at the state of this. It'll be difficult to see, but can you just see that there? Look at the state of that bump stop. It is absolutely shot. So when I come back to work on a mum's car after my holiday, what I'm going to do is get some car ramps so I can do the oil and the oil filter, and I might also get some bump stops to do her rear suspension just to see what it's all like. But that's where we're going to have to leave it with mum's car at the moment. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. We're going to try and get this as perfect as I possibly can. I'll see you next week on Sunday. Have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you then. Peace out.